I am Vikrant Kumar, Toastmaster, recently joined 6 months back in this Periyar Toastmaster Club. I would like to welcome you all in this Toastmaster contest of 2023. Before proceeding ahead, I would like to recite the mission and vision of our Toastmaster Club. The mission of our Toastmaster Club to provide mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual has the opportunity to develop his oral communication and leadership skills, which will foster his self-confidence and personal growth. And as a vision of our Toastmaster Club, we never discuss any matters related to sex, religion, and politics. I would also request you all, please put your mobile either in switch off mode or in silent mode to avoid any kind of distractions to our contestants during the whole session. Now it is my privilege to invite our presiding officers, who is none other than he is very passionate, charming, enthusiastic, energetic, and always motivate his team to bring best out of his team, either regardless it is YLP or Toastmaster Club. So I would please help me to invite our President of Periyar Toastmaster Club, Mr. DTM Shivdas Bhaskaran, as a presiding officer of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikrant Kumar, for marvelous introduction. I thought it means a lot. Definitely touched beyond words. Thank you so much. Respected Area 70 Director, Toastmaster Kumkundas, Toastmasters, Youth Leader, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And welcome all of you, the Periyar Contest 2022-2023. All are ready? Yes. Yes, that is the spirit of Periyar. Laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. You know who said it? Shivadas. Yes, absolutely. Currently, it's said by Toastmaster Shivadas. Honorable dignitaries, Toastmasters, and youth leaders, again, warm welcome to Periyar Club Contest 2022-2023. Let us not worry about the failure. Let us worry about the chances we miss when we don't even try. The Toastmaster journey is a refining process which helps to improve the communications and leadership skills, because we all are here to improve ourselves and give something back to society by doing YLP and all this. Because even Periyar has already been created history by conducting 2 YLP in one particular year. So that means it is our responsibility to giving something back to the new generation. That also we are focusing very much. Sometimes you all time to relax, to think and meditate, to learn and grow. If you don't take this time to sharpen the axe, we will become dull and lose our effectiveness. With that, let me call upon some of the dignitaries already been joined. So we will allow them to give 2 minutes address. Toastmaster Area 70 Director, are you ready to come to address audience? So big round of applause. Let me call upon Area 70. She also conducted a YLP recently. So we all are motivated from that. Toastmaster, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivadas, giving me this opportunity to address this august audience. First of all, I will congratulate all the participants, those who are participating today's contest. In my opinion, all are the winner. The contestants should be courageously participate. Contest is the winner for all. With this, I will not take more time. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivadas.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Participation is more important. Winning is just a consequences. Moving on, we have our sister club president, elite club president, Toastmaster Sridhar. Toastmaster Sridhar, please come to the lectern and address the audience.
It's really a honor for me to be invited and be a part of your family. Always I receive this invitation from Periyar, regardless of club meetings or YLP or Gable Club, whatever it is. It's my humble and it's a learning platform for me as well. I will take away these memories and try to induct in our club also. And we also will be inviting you for our own club meetings as well as YLPs, which we are planning very shortly. And really it makes me very nervous in front of these youth leaders because I see them blasting like anything after they get an excellent platform, which we never got it in our childhood days. Really, we as a parent, we should not envy our children, but it is the only moment where the parents get envy of their children. So to that level, as Toastmaster Silva said, that we are taking back to the society. It's very important that whatever we learn, not only the health and wealth, whatever it is, we have to transfer this to our next generation. It's our duty. That is what exactly we are doing. And wish you all the best. As rightly said by Guru Madam, that whoever comes here is a winner. The courage to come and step here in front of everyone is nothing but a winning slot. So definitely don't worry about winning or losing, because it's going to be a mere whisker what you are going to lose. Maybe a few points may overleap by others if you are by chance you are going to lose. Don't worry about that. Participation is more important. All the very best. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridhar, and you and your family is an integral part of all Periyarians and all Periyari activities. Thank you so much. And one more thing to Toastmaster Kunkur and Toastmaster Sridhar, we already inducted 11 members in current term, and we are a hearty welcome to both of you to the Periyar Toastmasters. So, in between, we now so far these are the dignitaries. Then all our club members are our part, so they are not dignitaries at all. So, we are moving on to our today's proceedings. Today, our Chief Justice, Chief Judge, is Distinguished Toastmaster Manoj Nair. Distinguished Toastmaster Manoj Nair, please address the audience and you can introduce your assignees also. Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Manoj Nair.
Thank you, President, for that very encouraging words. How are you, everybody? Good. All are charged up? Ready for the show? Yes. Great. Respected Toastmasters, loving youth leaders, and my dear friends, a very warm good evening to all of you. Good evening. Today, as Chief Judge, I have some responsibilities to handle, but it is a usual practice in Toastmasters contest, and we take it in a very positive manner. As you all know, contests are the area which helps us to improve. It will helps us to know our weaknesses and come up with better practices in the coming days. So just take it very simply and without any type of grudge in your thoughts. Just enjoy the show and you are all winners. So see, the thing I have already taught in many of the podiums, that whoever is coming and speaking in front of you is a winner by himself, because he is competing with himself. There is no other contestants to compete with you. You are the person going to compete with you every time, and you are the winner coming out every time. So this is the simple method of improving ourselves, and just take it in that manner. All the contest spirit and everything should be there, but let us imagine that we are going to win and we will be a better leader in the next time. That's all. Okay? This should be the contest, this is major of the contest rules altogether. Now coming into the regular duties of the regular objectives of the contest, let us take from the evaluation. The allotted timing is 2 to 3 minutes and a grace period of 30 seconds on the either side. So the person who is going to speak 1 minute, 30 seconds and 3 minutes, 30 seconds will be qualified. Those who are going away from this criteria will be disqualified. So keep the timing. Okay. Evaluation, as you all know, there will be a target speaker who is going to deliver his or her speech here, and you all contestants are going to evaluate the same target speaker. Okay, you will be given 5 minutes time to evaluate. Then, except the first evaluator, all other evaluators will be taken to the next room nearby so that they cannot hear the proceedings here. Okay, this is the way we are going to conduct. Then you will be called one by one. Everybody will be given evaluation sheets. Okay, and you can note down the points and keep it, hand it over to the sergeants. When you are coming back, then it will be handed over back to you. Okay, this is the, you can use the notes in the podium if you like. If you don't want to use the notes, okay, that's okay it's okay. Okay, this is the way we are going to conduct the evaluation. Any questions regarding evaluations, evaluation criteria?
No.
Any doubts you have? Nobody? Okay, that's good. Then, coming into the table topics, same manner. Okay, we have the table topic. Topics are with us. You'll select one topic, and you are going to, the contestants are going to speak on the same topic. All the contestants are going to speak on the same topic. Similarly, except the first contestant, all other contestants will be taken to the nearby room where you cannot hear whatever happening inside. Okay, and the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the upper side only. Take care. Here 30 seconds on the upper side only. So the person who is speaking 1 minute to 2 minutes 30 seconds will be qualified. Those who are going away from this limits will be disqualified. Clear? Okay? Yeah, please welcome up. Yeah, coming back to the humorous and international, the speech criteria is very same. Only thing is that it is 5 to 7 minutes speaking time and 30 seconds on the higher side and the lower side. So those who are speaking 4 minutes 30 seconds to 7 minutes 30 seconds will be qualified. Going away from the limits will be disqualified. This is the simple rules. Okay? Speaking area is this thing. This is the speaking area. Okay? You are free to move out, but see, it should not disturb anybody, or it should not be a problem to the judges also. Okay? They should clearly you should be visible to them, and they should judge you. Okay? So that thing you should keep in mind. So use this podium. Use this podium for your speaking. Then coming into the, there will be usually no complaints or something will not be there. Usually only the contestants and the telecounters they are supposed to point out any mistakes happen to the chief judge. Okay, so if once the contest is over, the results are declared, then there should not be any means of the complaints anymore. That will be fine. Okay? So before that, we assure you that we will take it in a positive spirit and do it in a legitimate manner. We will not make any type of mistakes in the judging. We will take care of that. That our team will take care of that. Okay? Yeah. All are requested to keep your mobiles switched off, and while you are going to the other room during the contest also, please ensure that the mobiles will be taken by the concerned sergeants. Okay. Now it is my time. Anything more we discussed anything?
You can mention your assignees also.
Yeah, that's coming to that. Now let me come out with my respectable assignees. We have as timer today. We have our respected Chinmaya Lenka. Chinmaya Lenka is there. Okay. The second timer will be Toastmaster Harikrishnan. Okay. And your tally counters will be Toastmaster Manoj and Toastmaster Subhash. All are briefed regarding the way how we have to do the things. Okay, so it is very clear.
We will talk about the humorous or oriental part. Humorous and international contest rules also.
Yeah, that's actually humorous and international part. Actually, there is no such. You are going to speak on your own subject, whatever you are going to take. There is no such criteria that you should do. But see, in Toastmasters, we should not discuss matters related with sex, religion, and politics. So that is there. Other than that, it is all up to you. Nowadays, it will be judged in a positive manner. Okay. So see, sometimes what happens when it is going to the higher side, higher ups, it may create problems. So that please take care of those things. That's only a recommendation from my side. In fact, I feel that's all. Then. Anything other than that we should discuss now? Anything? Any questions from your side? Any questions from sir?
Either TT topics. That's all.
You want to give it now itself? Yeah. Okay. Everything is right. Okay. We have our respected judges available already. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. I just want everybody to please stand up. Now, other than contestants, others can please sit down. Yeah. I request Narayana to come forward. Somebody can sit in front side. Okay? As well as Sulfi. Okay? Okay, so we will be starting with evaluation contest first. So I request all the evaluation contestants to come to the right side of the hall where you are designated. You can sit there. Come, all evaluation contestants.
You can take out the question name list.
Yeah, let me. Please be seated. I have shared the contestant's name with judges. We have 5 yeah, give me one sheet. Thank you. We have 5 contestants in the evaluation. For your information, all the speaking slots are already been taken yesterday, and all were informed. And I have, according to the speaking slot, I have put a sheet in judges file also. So, judges file also. So please refer to that. Okay, please. So in evaluation, there are 5 contestants. I will just read the name in the speaking order. First contestant is Toastmaster Sabu Platus. Second, Toastmaster Vikrant Kumar. Third, Toastmaster Harish Bhagar. Fourth, Toastmaster Shivadas Bhaskar. And fifth, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Clear? Okay. Regarding the other contestants, we will, whether I have to announce now, no, it is, we will come up to the, during the time of contestants. Yeah. Okay. So this is all about, any questions from you, anybody? If not, I will hand over the podium to our dear President.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster Manoj Nair, for the clear briefing and understanding and information about the contest. Now, last week, we Periyarians again did some history. The former member of Arabian Club joined Periyar Toastmaster Club. So, Toastmaster Chigman Kumar Lenga, please address the audience, please. He is also former president of Arabian Club. So, welcome to Periyar Toastmasters.
Thank you, DTM Siva, for giving me this opportunity and introducing. This is my third time I am getting introduced to any club. First time in Yanbo, then after almost 5-6 years I came here, then I joined Arabian, then almost 7 years or 6 years there, again 3 years back, gap, then again reintroduced. So this is something in my blood that Toastmaster should be there. Thank you, Sivadas, for introducing me. And this is a great opportunity to meet all the developers, youth club, youth members, and the senior Toastmaster, and all of my colleagues. So thank you, and it is very nice, and this is a new journey, and I hope it will continue for a long time. And see you, and all the best to all the contestants. Thank you.
That is the beauty of Toastmasters. This team title is lifelong. Thank you, Toastmasters Simbalenga. Moving on, we have a famous academician and the member of NISA Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Sajira Anju. Ma'am, just address our story.
Good afternoon, all of you. It's been a very wonderful experience to come back to Periyar Toastmasters, because last time I have been involved with Periyar for youth leadership program. My daughter also participated, so it's being like coming back to the family feeling. So thank you so much for this invitation. I wish all the best to all the contestants. May the best contestant win, and he can reach up to division and attack and go on. So all the best to all the contestants. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. This is our dream because we Periyarians always dream. This year our dream is some of our contestants should be minimum at the attack. That is our dream. Thank you so much. So, moving on, Mr. Chief Judge, we can about to start our contest also, okay?
Yeah.
So first we have the secrets are first evaluation, then table topics, then humorous, then international. So first we are moving on to the evaluation contest. Evaluation contest is the right place to use skill, knowledge, experience and put an edge on speaking and listening skills. Dear contestant, as our chief judge informed, time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Already we read the name, Toastmaster Sabu, Toastmaster Vikrant, Toastmaster Harish, Toastmaster Shivadas and Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. To conduct this session, we have a smart and energetic youth leader because Toastmastering is their family matter. Please put your hands together to welcome youth leader Vaminda to lead our evaluation. Chief Judge.
Yeah, I will share.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for the well-deserved introduction. Mr. President, area directors, other division and area officials, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, youth leaders, and lovely kids. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm highly honored and privileged to be your contest chair for evaluation contest. Evaluation is the most powerful tool of Toastmastering. Evaluation contest is definitely the right place to use skill, knowledge, experiences, and put an edge on speaking and listening skills. It is my privilege to welcome all of you to this exciting and enriching evaluation contest of Periyar Toastmasters Club. In simple words, evaluation is feedback. In this contest, 5 evaluators will be providing feedback to a target speaker. All contests and assignees have been briefed during the briefing session and are well aware of the contest rules. All contestants have also drawn their speaking order. We have 5 talented evaluators. They will be evaluating the target speaker. As you all know, the target speaker is the only assignee in the contest whose name is not printed in the agenda. Before I call upon the target speaker, kindly take note and I request you all to support on the following. First, we will observe 5 minutes silence after the speech of the target speaker for evaluators to complete their roles. Second, we will observe a silence of 1 minute after each evaluation for judges to mark their ballot. Third, we will observe a silence of 3 minutes after the last evaluation is over for judges to mark their ballot. Fourth, kindly put your mobile phones or any electronic devices to silent or off mode. Fifth, dear parents, please take care of your lovely small ones to avoid any disturbances, especially to the speakers while they are speaking. Dear contestants, have you received your evaluators folder?
Yes.
All the evaluators ready?
Yes.
Mr. Chief Judge, shall we begin the contest?
Definitely.
Thank you. Please put your hands together in welcoming youth leader Aina Anju for the target speech. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Title of the speech, it's better to make mistakes than not to try. Youth leader Aina Anju. Title of the speech, it's better to make mistake rather than not to try.
A couple of weeks back, one day, I woke up early as it was exam week. But when I woke up, I realized that my mom was extremely sick and was having high fever. We were alone at home and it was a weekend. Since I was already up, I decided to make her some breakfast as she was too tired to even get up. Later, I made her some tea to make her feel better. Usually, on Fridays, we have our lunch from outside. But considering her situation, I thought it would be better to make some rice porridge instead. And being the great daughter I am, I did not want to bother her at all and decided to make it on my own. I mean, how hard could it possibly be? Or so I thought. Then struck the disaster. Respected distinguished guests and my dear audience, an ecstatic good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
I ran downstairs at the speed of light, but all I could see was smoke everywhere. And to no one's surprise, the porridge had been completely burned, as I had left it on high flame, thinking it takes a long time to cook. I was heartbroken and so disappointed that I couldn't complete my task. But soon enough, my mom came to the rescue, but I was shaking, thinking about how she was going to react. But to my surprise, she just calmly turned off the gas and turned to me and said, "It's okay, it happens at times. At least you gave it your best." That incident taught me two things. How to manage a crisis so calmly, and it is always and always better to make mistakes than not try. Dears, we are all afraid of making mistakes, and that fear keeps us from trying something new in life. When if my mom had just screamed at me or scolded me, I would have never gotten the courage to try again and rectify my mistake. Each and every one of us has had some kind of low point in life, but that does not define our future. We know many famous people who have had to face failures before becoming who they are, like Albert Einstein. He was thrown out of his school in his childhood, but became a world-renowned theoretical physicist and a Nobel Prize winner in his future. Dears, it is when you know your goal, you will be unable to accept any barriers until your mission is accomplished. But it's not always easy to be so strong, especially when life wrecks all your plans and just throws you on a surprising curveball. But when you find your inner strength, you will be able to get through it. We all know Thomas Alva Edison created the bulb, but the invention of the bulb wasn't an instant success. He failed 2,774 times and tried over 2,000 different filaments, but all went in vain. Do you think Edison ever gave up? No, not until his mission was accomplished. Later, Edison said, I did not fail 10,000 times. I did not even fail once. I succeeded in proving that those 10,000 ways do not work. When I eliminated ways that don't work, I found a way that does. After all his hard work, when it finally came time for the reveal of the grand invention, while one of the assistants was taking the bulb to its right place, he tripped and fell. The grand invention was in pieces. Everybody was left speechless. But Edison didn't have a tantrum or get angry at the assistant. He kept his calm and went into the lab silently. Exactly 1 week later, when the new bulb was ready, he called the same exact lab assistant to carry it to its right place. His face lit up upon hearing Edison's request, and he confidently carried the bulb to its designated place. Later, Edison's friends asked him, why did you give the bulb to the same person who broke it last time? And Edison simply answered, because last time when the bulb broke, the person's heart broke too. It's not difficult to build a new bulb, but to infuse fresh spirit into a broken heart is much harder. That inner strength is the most powerful and gentle form of courage. It's not loud, proud, or noisy. It's a voice that tells you to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. You're not the one who sits back and watches life pass you by. You should be the one who jumps in the game and chases your dreams. Appreciate all your big and small accomplishments, because when my mom appreciated my efforts in making the porridge, rather than scolding me for the disaster, I got the courage to try again. And dears, now I'm an expert at making porridge. Dear friends, there is no such thing as failures as long as we learn from them. So our responsibility is to find a lesson in our failings, because we never know when the miracle happens, and we only fail when we stop trying. So let's keep trying until we succeed. Will you? Yes. Over to you, Congress Chair.
Thank you, Youth Leader. Thank you, Youth Leader Aina Anju, for the speech. Now I request all of you to observe silence for 5 minutes for the contestants to write their evaluation. I would request the timer to notify me with green light after 5 minutes. We are ready to hear from our evaluation contestants. Are the timers ready?
Yes.
Are the judges ready? Is the first contestant ready with the clip on mic? Well, let us begin. 1, Toastmaster Suboperators. Toastmaster Suboperators, contestant number 1.
Give a round of applause, please.
It is better to make mistake rather than not try. Understand? Fellow Toastmasters, guests, lovely children, especially youth leader Ainanchu, a warm good evening. Opening was very nice, isn't it? It's a call of action, right? The title of the word itself. Your speech was your own story. So that is the great and strong point I felt from your speech. It was excellent. During the speech, you filled with the stories. One story is your own, and another one is Edison's. These two stories are the strong points of your speech. Let me share one thing. Last month, I was here attending youth leadership program. I heard the same speech of youth leader Ainanchu. Why I am saying this one? Because why I am standing today now here because of that speech. The reason I thought evaluation is not my cup of tea. But once I heard the speech, I thought, why can't I? Believe me, that's the reason I am standing here. It was an excellent speech and it was attracted me anything like. Thank you very much. Moving to the next point, the evaluation. I have found some small changes or need to be improved with some 7 points. So even though it was an excellent speech, your pitch was the same one. See, 90% of area, your speech was the same one. So it was a Friday morning. My mother was sick. See, there is a feeling in it. That was lacked there. You could have had like this, it will be going another way. Okay, next time, this is small thing. And second one is using the podium. So movements also just little you have to take care of. And your speech was ended abruptly. I felt like that. These 3 points you have to take care of. I am sure you are a champion speaker. Indeed. Thank you. Over to you.
Let us observe 1 minute. Let us observe 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate the time after 1 minute. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Vikrant Kumar. Toastmaster Vikrant Kumar, contestant number 2.
Should I start? Okay. A good speech, like a pencil, it must have always a point. And today I see and I hear there was good point in the speech of Aina Anju. Thank you. Any fabulous speech always impact on the brain of audience. But the greatest speech delivered by Aina Anju today, it was not impacted only my brains, it also impacted on my heart. Why it is my heart impacted? I will tell you. I was very nervous speaking in English. I came from North India, but I joined this Toastmaster Club very recently because of the topic she delivered today. We should try and we should not never fear of the failure. So I like this speech, and I would like to divide, whenever I am doing evaluation of a speech, I am dividing two things: the content of the speech and the delivering approach. So first, I would like to come on the delivering approach. Her eye contact was covered almost all the audience, and expression was really amazing. Voice modulation and use of podium, it was fantastic. I liked it. I think she was the winner of last hour YLP in YLP session, yeah. And her hand gesture and was fantastic, and she conveyed the message very well to the audience. Now I will come to the structure of the speech. The opening was fantastic. Body was okay. Conclusion was excellent. She gave the message whatever she intended. So she gave the message to all the audience, and objective was meeting. And she also included the personal story in that. I have few recommendations for her. For it will improve her speech in next version and next level. She can add the humor in the speech, number one. Number two, she added some questions which is required to have the both side communication. She added 2 times, but she was not paused to wait for getting the answer from the audience. She immediately, there was little bit wait, and she immediately started. So please give the pause, so get it the reply from there. And last but not least, you can put the question as well. Thank you.
Let us observe 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballots. Timer please indicate the time after 1 minute. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan. Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan, contestant number 3.
Thank you, contestant chair. and our target speaker, distinguished guests, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Better should fail rather than no try. Youth leader Aina, your speech is extraordinarily brilliant in containing that very important message that if carried in heart and practiced in life will take people to exponentially higher level, to the same level as Edison or Albert Einstein. You have mentioned the story of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein told about himself, I am not extremely intelligent. All that I am capable of is to focus my attention for longer periods of time. So here you have connected this concept of never say die into your own personal experience, and you have portrayed how vast it is linked to with the great minds in the world. Amazing job, especially when it comes from a youngster. It fills us with inspiration that the future of our nation or our planet is in safer hands. And as a speaker, you have used all the gestures. Your gestures were normal, natural. There was nothing that we felt like made up or artificial. You had reasonable movement on the podium. You brought in dialogues, you brought in vivid imagery. Like you said, I rushed like a lightning or a light at the speed of light through the stairs. And smokes, because you have employed multiple techniques to craft this captivating speech. Combined with this highly useful message, this is a kind of speech that has got certain inherently very strong qualities. I would like to give you 3 specific recommendations in order to enhance. First question, was it exactly 2,774 attempts or 10,000 attempts? Correct this conflict in facts. The first time when I heard about the story, it was only 1,000 attempts. Later I started hearing about 10,000, and now it is exactly 2,700 something. Only thing is that a last number. So, quote a last number, but be consistent throughout that number itself. Second is, it's always said that the best music happens between the notes. Here in this particular speech, I think you ended even before the yellow flag came up. So there was time to take the pause and to let the audience absorb the message. And the third, when we say, dears, you do so, it sounds a little bit kind of rendering an advice. Instead, if you said that, if we practice this principle in our own life, there we become one with the audience. So these are my 3 humble recommendations. As you have delivered an outstanding speech with an outstanding message in an outstanding manner. All the best. See you in higher platforms later. Thank you.
Let us observe 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the time after 1 minute. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Sivadas Bhaskaran. Toastmaster Sivadas Bhaskaran, contestant number 4.
Audible? It is all about the journey, not the destinations. Difficult road often leads to beautiful destination. Contestant, fellow Toastmaster and youth leader Aina in particular, the captain of today's evaluation session. Warm good evening to all.
Good evening.
There are three aspects of a public speech. First, getting to the subject, and getting the subject into yourself, and getting to the subject to the heart of the audience. Youth leader Aina, you met all these aspects in an amiable manner. Kudos to you. Then you started with a message. In that message itself, you radiated the energy to audience and you created connectivity to the audience. Well done, youth leader Aina. Again, you connected your speech with personal story because personal story always have the authority and authenticity. That aspect is very well done. And in between, you sprinkled some humor here and there because if you try only, we will get some success. There may be failures, but for me, the takeaway message is that failures are the stepping stone for success. That is the great message I have learned from your speech, youth leader Aina. And you have a commendable language, good voice modulations, and little bit use the stage also. These are the advantages which I noticed from your speech. Congratulations, you hit the audience in a proper way. But a very good speech have a potential opportunity to improve further. I have a couple recommendations for you, youth leader Aina. The first recommendation for you, I felt most of the time your pitch was same because your volume was very good, but especially there wasn't some point you can incorporate the pitch, especially when you saw your mouth is not well, something like that, you can control your voice. That will be well advantage to this pitch. Thirdly, you connected so many international stories like Alva disease, something like that, and you convey the message very effectively. But if you incorporate some more personal stories in that message, this speech would be elevated to further level. And the last recommendation for you, youth leader Aina, most of the time you are standing in a particular occasions. Because as a good speech is concerned, if you move especially from one transition to another, it will be add more value to a speech. But in summation, a great motivation speech because failures are the stepping stones. We have to try, maybe we failure, and good commendable, good language, and well connected to the audience. If you take up my recommendation with regard to volume and personal story and usage of this space, you will become a great publicity. Please strike again. We are looking forward to hear from you, sir. Thank you. Always remember, failures are the stepping stone for success. Back to contestant.
Let us observe 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate the time after 1 minute. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, contestant number 5.
Am I audible?
Yes. A good start is half done. I have always believed
in this sect. And today as well was no different. Contested, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and youth leader Aina in particular, a very pleasant good afternoon to all of you. Youth leader Aina, I have been fortunate enough to hear many more speeches from you, especially during the recently concluded youth leadership program. You are a champion speaker, we all are aware of that. When we say that, today's speech was no different. You had the basic requirements of a great speech that you could deliver. You had the right punches at the right appropriate places. You gave the examples of Thomas Alva Edison, Albert Einstein, and other great people whom we have heard about throughout our academics and we here today as well, which helped us to relate to the fact that be whatever failure comes in our life or whatever failure we face on a daily basis, that should not stop us from moving ahead and reaching our destination. One of the good things that kept us listening to your speech continuously was you started off with your story where you said about how you failed while trying to prepare a dish when your mother was sick. That's something we all have been trying, but once we have a failure, probably some of us stop trying after that. Now, having said that, we know we all are on a journey to perfection. And that's where evaluation or the recommendation part comes into play. I personally feel that, yes, it's a fact you had mentioned very clearly that how you failed and how your mother encouraged you to move ahead. But probably you could have also mentioned, you being a student, you could have also mentioned how you put that into a situation in your school or probably any other small situation in your life and how you came up with that. Yeah. And one small recommendation other than this is that I felt the punches were so strong that you missed out on few things in between. So to conclude with, having said you had a great persuasive and inspirational speech, the only recommendation which I feel was that you could have applied one more example to your story which would have made us more glued to your speech. Thank you, and over to you.
That was the last contestant. Let us now remain silent for 3 minutes for the judges to mark their ballots. I will please notify me after 3 minutes. Now it is time to honor the stars of evaluation contest by giving them a thunderous round of applause. Yes, they are our brilliant contestants. I request the contestants to join me on the podium along the president, the master of ceremonies, and the target speaker. Being your contest chair for the evaluation contest. Thank you, XCOM, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Over to the Master of Ceremonies.
How was it? Is it wonderful? Is it okay? Is it good? Thank you so much. And congratulations, youth leader Mamika. You did it exceptionally well. Thank you. So moving on, another interesting session, that is table topic. When people are suddenly asked to speak impromptu, their nervous begin to flutter like butterflies, isn't it?
Yes.
So in order to do this table topic contest, we have another vibrant youth leader Vedant Kumar. Because I already told you, Toastmastering is just their family matter. Please put your hands together to welcome youth leader Vedant Kumar to conduct table topic session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, respected chief judges, distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters and youth leaders. Let us begin with the most exciting part of the event, the table topic contest. Most of the talking we do in our simple lives and conversations are impromptu speaking. The ability to think and speak on your feet is an important skill that often determines your success personally as well as professionally. Table topic provides you the opportunity to practice impromptu speaking. By answering brief table topic questions, you learn how to present your thoughts clearly and convincingly with a few seconds of preparation. As Toastmasters, we have the advantage of practicing impromptu speaking. Let us see how our contestants perform today in table topics. Eight Toastmasters are participating in this contest. All of them have been briefed during the pre-contest briefing and have chosen their speaking slots. The rules have already been explained. Now, may I request the Chief Judge, DTM Manoj Sinaya, to be on stage to select the table topics for today's contest. Now I will read you the 8 contestants' names who will be participating. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, Toastmaster Savaklitus, Toastmaster Narayana Menon, Toastmaster Ashley Titus, Toastmaster Shivadas Bhaskaran, Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan, Toastmaster Sushil Gupta, and Toastmaster Zulfi Muhammad. Please help me welcome our Chief Judge.
Regarding table topics, any questions from your side?
What did you do? Yeah. I do have that question.
Yeah, that is the only question, then. Okay, other than that? Okay, you can proceed. I will give the law.
So, are all the contestants ready?
Yes.
Are all the subject arms ready? Are the tally counters and the timers ready? Yes. Let's begin. We have 3 sealed envelopes containing topics, and I request the Chief Judge to draw one for today's contest.
Yeah, these are the 3 topics we are going to talk about. Which one I should select?
Third one.
Third one?
Second.
Huh? Oh, come to one conclusion. That's right.
Middle one.
Middle one.
Yeah.
Okay, read it.
All are same.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Subject arms, please escort all other contestants except the first one to the next room. Contestants, please hand over your mobile phone or any other communication device to the subject arms. Let us begin, shall we? Please help me welcome contestant number 1, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, contestant number 1. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, your topic is Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
Contestant, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a very pleasant good afternoon once again to all of you.
Good afternoon.
I truly believe that listening is more important than speaking. Listening is a skill which each one of us have to imbibe within ourselves at any given point of time. Speaking, if you ask me, is a very simple thing and anyone can speak. Even if you don't have a particular point to describe or to talk about, you can speak. But listening is something which requires all your senses to work properly in the right manner so as to understand what is being said and react or respond accordingly in the most effective manner. Even if at home, we can always say, especially for being married people, we know it's always better to listen than speaking. It doesn't matter whatever you say, nothing is going to work, only your listening skills is going to work. Correct? If we come to the on the business side or any situations in the office, we know if you really have to solve something, like just yesterday's case where we had a very tough situation regarding meeting one of the deadlines for one of our customers. There was a lot of issues and I was there right in front of them. I had to listen to whatever the issues were, and thankfully I could come to a solution after hearing the issues from all my colleagues, and we could successfully deliver it before the deadline. So I truly believe that listening is more important than speaking. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their points. Timers, please give me information on completion of 1 minute. Sergeant at Arms, please be ready with the second contestant. Now please help me welcome contestant number 2, Toastmaster Sabu Cletus. Toastmaster Sabu Cletus, contestant number 2. Your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
Fellow Toastmasters, lovely children, a warm good evening. It was 1990, a Sunday morning. My mother called me, Sabu. Yes, yes ma'am, go to market. Yes ma'am. Suddenly I flew from there. When I reached to market, I thought, why should I hear? What I have to purchase? Then only I understood. I never listened what my mother said after Sabu. Dear friends, it is indeed we have to listen first before our action. The same thing happened when I reached in Saudi Arabia in my office. The same same our manager told me to do some work. I said yes. But when I reached to the work site, I did not understand what I have to do. Because he told to do some work. But what type of work I have to do, I never asked and I never listened. So these two things, two accidents or two experience made my life a lot of changes. Now, what I am doing, once I pick the phone, I will say good morning or good afternoon or good evening. Then I will listen. But the person who is talking to me is speaking and what is his request. Once he talk, after completing his talk, I will start to talk. What are the doubts I have? I will ask to him. Because of these things I learned years before from my mother. Mother always insists to me, Sabu, you are careless. You are not listening. You have to clearly listen the complete sentence and understand. If you have any doubt, just ask. After that, start your action or start your work. Otherwise, you will never succeed in your life. Fellow Toastmasters, that inspirational words always stuck on my head. I am going to with the first listen and act. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their points. Now please help me welcome contestant number 3, Toastmaster Narayan Menon. Toastmaster Narayan Menon. Your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
Toastmasters, dignitaries, all guests, good evening to all of you. Yeah, I agree that listening is very important than speaking. If you are not listening, it will be very difficult to speak. So you have to listen, and in our school days also, when we are in the school days, we have to listen to our teachers, to understand the things. So it's very much important to conclude. I will like to say that listening is very important than speaking. Thank you all.
I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their points. Please help me welcome contestant number 5, Toastmasters Ashley Titles. Toastmaster Ashley. Contestant number 4. Toastmaster, your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, Toastmasters, youth leaders, friends and guests. Listening is more important than speaking. I think what a wonderful topic to speak, basically. I think all what we have learned in our life, most of the things that we have seen right from the school days, okay? But look at the childhood, we started hearing. We never had the chance to read anything when you are born. So when you are born, you started listening to your parents, listening to your dear ones, and you have learned your basics. But however, you had a chance when you came to school to translate what you heard into actions with what you have seen in your books, in your classrooms, in your textbooks. And then you also come to the elderly stage where you have to deal with life. Now, when you deal with life, majority of us have learned a lot in life by listening, because you need to be a good listener to basically understand the problems and translate it to actions. You cannot be just looking and reading and things and jumping into conclusions. You have to have a balance in listening as well as to read and then come to a conclusion about whatever that you want to do in your life. So I think it's important for all of us to exercise
a good listening as well as a good reading habit in your life to excel in your life. I mean, you cannot be judgmental either by having one side. You need to have both sides together to have successful judgmental options in your life. Thank you very much.
I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their pointers. Now please help me welcome Toastmasters Sridas Bhaskar, contestant number 5, Toastmaster Sridas Bhaskar. Toastmaster, your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking. Toastmaster Sridas Bhaskar.
Am I audible? Mr. Contestant, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, yes, listening is more important than speaking. Because this is quite natural for me, because this is New Year. I took a resolution myself that normally I am talking more, and this year I took a resolution that listen to more and speaking less. So absolutely matching the subject. So congratulations to the Periyar team giving me such a wonderful subject which can narrate with my personal story. Yes, all Toastmasters, even though in professional and personal life, nowadays listening is lagging actually. So we need to listen, then only we can react properly, isn't it? So listening, yes, that is the skill we need to develop. This is the primary thing which we are giving in the YLP program, either in YLP or in Toastmasters program. So first you have to listen, then only we can answer. Without listening, how we can talk, isn't it, right? So from my experience also, I took this decision, and rather I am following to great extent. So always we have to listen. When you talk in family life also, if his wife is say something, if you are talking, what will be the reaction? See, some of the wives are smiling on them because they well understood the importance of listening. So this is exactly not only to applicable to the Toastmasters and others, and wherever you go, we have to listen carefully, then only we can react to questions. See, one more thing I will tell you, if a teacher is taking the class, if you are not listening, how can you answer the question? So, my summation, listening is a most important skill rather than speaking. 100% agree with subject. So, my dear fellow Toastmasters and youth leader, you will listen? Yes, that is the spirit. Back to contestant.
I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their points. Please help me welcome our contestant number 6, Toastmaster please, Bhargava. Toastmaster, your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
How many of you have family arguments? How many here argue with your partners? How enjoyable is that? Unlike you, in my home, arguments are always one-sided. To be frank, it's more important to listen than to speak. I have an experience. Dear all, when you are at the best time of your life, like when you think you are in a very comfortable job, you have lakhs and lakhs of rupees in bank balance, and you have a loving family, won't you all feel like so happy? What if it happens the next day that you are neck deep in debt, jobless, and there is a medical requirement at home? I was in that situation. And the only way for me to get out of that mess was to do a business negotiation. There, a person who owed me a significant amount of money, he was refusing to do that. So together with an army of lawyers, a group of my relatives, I went to their house, and as soon as we went there, his family, they started their litany of woes. And my neighbors and my relatives, they said they were really upset. They started to argue against. I asked them, please, don't. Let them tell their complete story. My relatives left. My lawyers left. I stood there. I listened to them in full. At the end I asked, anything more? The wife said, nothing. I said, I am in this situation and this is what I have done. What can you do? They had no answer. Within 10 minutes, they called me in my mobile phone. And we came to a settlement, and they returned 90% of the amount they owed. And I knew why they refused the 10%, that they were well justified, just by remaining silent. And then from there on, I started practicing. Whenever I talk to my wife, I let her speak her heart out. You can't imagine the peace of heart that I get to enjoy just by listening. Over to you.
I request all of you to observe a 1 minute silence for the judges to compute their points. Now please help me welcome contestant number 7, Toastmaster Sushil Gupta. Your topic is listening is more more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
Fellow Toastmasters, dear youth leaders, distinguished guests, a very warm good evening to all of you. One day, I came from office and my wife opened the door. And just she asked, "You did not bring milk?" I don't listen. Listen, I know, I remember it, but I did not because there was some reason. So sometimes people speak and just instantly react without listening. What is the perspective of others? This is just one example on the lighter side, but many times people make their perception without carefully listening to others' point of view. They need to understand whether the person, what he is doing and why he is doing, what is the situation. Maybe it is right for me, maybe it is right, maybe it is wrong for him, or maybe it is wrong for me, or it is right for me. So we need to think twice before speaking, and we need to listen carefully every time before commenting. So from my point of view, listening is more important than speaking. So first listen, then comment. Thank you. That's it.
I request all of you to observe 1 minute silence for the judges to conclude their points. Now please help me welcome our last contestant, Toastmaster Zulfi Mohammed. Toastmaster Zulfi Mohammed. Your topic is listening is more important than speaking. Listening is more important than speaking.
Mr. Contestant, respected judges and fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening all of you.
Good evening.
Listening is very important than speakers. For example, now in front of you, in my mind, you all are there. Now just you're listening. So if you listen only, you can go further step. For example, in childhood time, my mother started to speak with me Chili. She told my name is Chili. I heard that words first, Chili words. So if I listen again and again, then I start within a 6 months or 7 months start to speak. Now you can realize what is the importance. It is listening is very important than speakers. So in future also you can teach your childhood. First listen more, then you can become a speaker, best speaker. At the same time, while you reach the mother's level or father's level. It means become a parent. You can realize that sentence. Listening is very important than speakers. How do you?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our last contestant. We will now remain silent for 3 minutes while the judges complete their ballots.
Next, the most interesting section, the humorous speech contest. Timing is 5 to 7 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Dear judges, please note, these are the contestant number order. Toastmaster Sulfi Muhammad, contestant number 1, followed by Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan. Next, Toastmaster Sabu Peters. Next, Toastmaster Vikrant Kumar. Next, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. And finally, Toastmaster Sushi Gupta. To conduct the sessions, we have another multi-talented youth leader, Leah and Title. Please put your hands together to welcome youth leader, Leah.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, for that encouraging introduction. Master of Ceremony, chief guests, splendid dignitaries, distinguished Toastmasters, youth leaders, and guests. Good evening. I am delighted to be your contest chair for the humorous speech contest. The most difficult part in one's life is not when someone mocks you, but when no one understands your joke. And here they are, the courageous lot, lined up to fill our evening with laughter. Let us all welcome this year's contest with a thunderous round of applause. So, I welcome you all to Periyar's humorous speech contest for the year 2023. 6 Toastmasters are participating in this contest. All of them have been briefed during the pre-contest briefing and have chosen their speaking slots. Toastmasters, guests, are you ready to begin the laughter?
Yes.
Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Please make sure that all your electronic gadgets are set to silent mode, and please note that it is not allowed to move out or in of this hall during the speeches. Also note that flash photography is not allowed during speeches. Audience, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are the Sergeant-at-Arms ready?
Yes.
Is the first contestant ready?
Yes. Getting ready.
Are the timers ready?
Yes.
Are the judges ready? Then Chief Judge, can we proceed? Now there is no reason to wait. Let the humorous speech contest begin. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Zulfi Muhammad. Title of the speech, could not realize the taste without salt. Could not realize the taste without salt. Toastmaster Zulfi Muhammad.
From my childhood, my father was carrying with him wherever he went.
Let us move on to the next contestant. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan. Title of the speech, no animals were harmed in the making of the speech. I repeat, no animals were harmed in the making of the speech. Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan.
Romantic relations and dogs are similar one way. Once bitten, both of them.
Toastmaster Sabu Peters. Title of the speech, 3 Idiots. 3 Idiots, Toastmaster Sabu Peters.
My name is Sabu Cletus.